D reclined on a couch among other couches amid the toga-clad philosophers. They were eating Greek hors d'oeuvres and waffling between mouthfuls. One group was discussing reality. Perhaps, said one, the story itself is less important than the interaction one with another. What is important is the potential territory covered, said another. Gotta be generating the old spacetime. But what about the metaphors, chimed in a third. All metaphors are lies, shouted the other two. In another group, a fierce debate raged. The words teleological and etiological were bandied about. Perhaps, interjected one, ends and beginnings are one and the same when viewed from the right perspective? Somebody else mentioned alpha and omega, and a fight broke out. Bits of bread were thrown. Some of the bits had cucumber sauce on them. It got messy. Annoyed, D produced a smallish snake and tossed it into the middle of the floor. The snake, equally annoyed, began to swallow its own tail. Ouroboros, they all shouted save one. That one produced a vial and rubbed something on the snake's body right where it was swallowing itself. The snake didn't like the taste and abandoned its autophagy, disgorging its body. It gave the philosophers a disdainful look and slithered away. What is the moral of this dream? D asked the philosopher with the vial. All you need to stop the plague is a little hand sanitizer, replied the sage. Demetrius woke, irritated and thirsty. He poured a drink from the carafe, a nice piece of local glass blowing, and stood in the window admiring the sunrise. He heard a rhythmic noise below, it sounded like grunting. He looked down. His window overlooked his and Pertinax's back kitchen gardens. There was a low wall separating the two properties. Manius Flaccus Pertinax was there, swinging weights. That was the source of the grunts. Demetrius yawned. An orange cat came into the bedroom and jumped onto the vacated bed. Demetrius started to pet it. Realizing it was only Radu, he stopped and turned back to the window to watch the birds wheeling over the sea. When he turned back again, he saw Radu, in human form this time, pulling on one of Demetrius's tunics he'd fished out of a chest. Good thing we take the same size, he commented. I think it's rude of you not to scratch me behind the ears when I'm a cat. I'd do it for you if positions were reversed. Demetrius rolled his eyes. No doubt. Come and look at this display. Radu joined him at the window where they contemplated Manius at his morning workout. Impressive what the army gets up to these days, said Radu. That young man has a fine physique, but I doubt his mind is equally developed. I wonder who he's trying to impress, mused Demetrius. Nobody's around at this hour, but he's obviously oiled his muscles. Of course, the athletes say that improves performance, but who knows? I would say the onus is on them to prove that, quipped Radu, dodging quickly before Demetrius could smack him on the back of the head for making puns before breakfast.